Good morning, everyone. My name's Christy. Welcome to my corner. Thanks so much for joining me today for Flosstube 120, I think. It is Friday, the 22nd of February, I think, 2024, and I'm here to talk to you about my stitching for the last 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since I last had a Flosstube, last had any videos. I was planning on having an interim video, and that just never happened. Basically, I realized this morning that I've only had 1 day off this month. And it was not in the last 2 weeks. So I've been working pretty nonstop, which I'll talk about in a life update at the end. Nothing bad, just all of my planning culminates in the middle or end of February. So some big things ended and I can breathe. But that's not what you're here for. This is a channel about embroidery, cross-stitch, other textile crafts, and history. So if you are interested in any of those things, I hope you'll follow me, and I want to welcome my new subscribers and welcome back any friends who've been hanging out with me for however long you've been with me. It's been great to get to know you in the comments here on YouTube and also on Instagram. And if you're not following me on Instagram, you can find me at Dr._Christy, and that is in the description box down below. I don't edit these anymore because that was a barrier that caused me to never upload them. So you're kind of getting raw footage of me with all of its quirks and confusions and ums. I apologize for that. I have my coffee in my mocha mug with my little shrimp. It's not actually a shrimp, it's just a swirl, but in my little shrimp. And yeah, I have some really fun things to talk about. I have 2 finishes. This is the second time I'm starting the introduction, so I'm not sure if I said this, but I have 2 finishes. And 2 whips. And then I have a happy mail. So that's very exciting. But before we talk about that, I want to thank my patrons. I do have a Patreon that is history and stitching focused. And I couldn't really do what I do without that support. It allows me to focus on stitching in a way that I couldn't without the financial support. So I want to thank all my patrons so much for being so supportive and being so understanding about the fact that I'm often very late on things. Yeah. So I apologize for being late. Basically my Patreon has multiple tiers, and one of them is you get a free pattern every month in kind of my style, like a historical pattern. And I don't love my February pattern, so I want to make some tweaks on it. And I'll do that this weekend and get it out to you this weekend. And then there's also a happy mail tier. And I'm several months behind on my happy mail, so I need to get those out as well. It's just been a wild couple months. It's been a wild couple months. Again, I'll talk about that at the end. But I appreciate your support so much, and thank you for being part of my community and supporting the work that I do. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk stitching. First of all, friends, I finished my mixed media piece. I am taking, or I took, I'd send in this week, a mixed media embroidery class from the Embroidery Guild of America, Embroidery with Mixed Media, an EGA correspondence course for all skill levels by Laura Smith. And this was supposed to be done December 1st. I thought it was supposed to be done December 31st. So once I realized that I was already late, I emailed her and asked for an extension. She gave me an extension until March 1st, and it's done. Look at that. It's all sparkly. I have a dragonfly. So this is using just sort of basic embroidery methods as well as 4 different mixed media techniques. Now, I'm not going to go through it in this video. I'm actually going to make a separate video because I have to send it off to her this week or the very beginning of next week. So I want to make a video just in case it gets lost. So I have a record of it because that does happen. And it's essentially using, like I said, 4 different mixed media materials and techniques. So we have Angelina fibers and Angelina sheets right here. We have Tyvek right here and here. And then we have, this back here is making fabric out of orts, this kind of splotchy fabric. And then this right here is what's it called? Image transfer using acrylic medium. And then my dragonfly has Angelina sheets, like I said, and also you put acrylic on top of an embroidery. So that dragonfly is, I had previously embroidered, and I put, basically you put the gel medium on it to like preserve it and make it, in this case, put on here. But if I decide that I don't like it on here, I might make it into a brooch, because I'll put a little backing on it and make it a brooch, because it makes it kind of solid and rugged. So that is my mixed media piece, and I'm so thrilled with it. I'm so happy with it. So all I have to do is sign it. I always sign under here, initial it, and then send it off to, I think she's in like one of the Carolinas. Yeah. So that is my big finish. That was my screenshot. My other finish is also a sneak peek. As you know, I have mood stitching. I have mood stitching as one of my patterns. It's a monthly stitch along series where you basically stitch your, it's a mood tracker in stitch form. And I guess I'm gonna confess, I'm just not a daily stitcher. And I think my word of the year is mindfulness. I don't usually have a word of the year, but I have a word of the year that's mindfulness. And I need to realize that maybe mindfulness looks different for me, and it's not a daily activity. Maybe it's listening to the fact that I don't want a daily activity and it stresses me out. But I know other people are enjoying these patterns, so I'm so glad. So I just wanted to show you April, because I have finished April. It is not fully finished yet, and it will be released this weekend. But isn't that sweet? It's a little rain cloud for April. And this tracks happy, sad, angry or annoyed, tired, anxious, and content. And I just think it's so sweet. I really like April a lot. I have May, June, and July designed, completely designed, like ready to be model stitched. So I'm going to model stitch June and July this weekend to have them released on this weekend also, so as like a bundle. I am not going to worry about May, since I can't release May until May 23rd, because May is part of the Just Cross Stitch summer catalog. And I'm sorry that my light keeps coming in and out. There's a big window right there, and I'm like really washed out right now. There's a big window right there that is kind of, I think clouds are going over the sun, and so the light's really changing in this room a lot. And I'm facing east, so it's the morning. So we just have to accept that I'm sometimes going to be super washed out and pale, and then sometimes maybe I'll look normal. All right, those are my two finishes. My two whips are ongoing. All my whips are ongoing. Oh, and I guess that the April is a start and finish, I guess. I did not stitch with my mom on Sunday. I normally do. And what we normally stitch together is my temperature dragon. So this is a temperature pattern that I designed of a dragon. You can find this and also my mood stitching in the links to my Etsy shop in the description box down below. And that's where this and my mood stitching are. So I've been working on this. I am not quite caught up, but I am in February. So that's good. I've not been stitching much this week. I've been mostly like vegging, watching Father Brown Mysteries. But here I am. So the snout is January, and then coming up this way is February. So there's sort of like half of a face here. That's February. And I think I might this weekend put the eye in so that it looks like something. And each section is actually outlined in a dark gray, but I have this dark gray fabric on purpose so that maybe I don't have to do those extra stitches. But the people who did the outlines first, it looks so good. I'm so excited. If you want to see some finishes of this, people tag me in them and I post them to my stories. So check out my Instagram and my stories. But anyway, that's where I am. And I'm happy. I'm going to do this too in case this, maybe I'll do this instead, in case this is my screenshot. Yeah, I'm excited. So that's making progress. Oh, and this is stitched on a fabric that I keep saying I'm going to look up and I never do because I am like the worst floss tuber. Yeah, I'm the worst floss tuber. Now where did I put? Oh, there it is. I couldn't find the bag for a second. It is Atomic Ranch and it's a dark gray. That's all I can remember. Sorry. When it's done and it's like my model stitch for next year, then I will make sure that I put in what it's made out of. All right, and then my final whip is in my Holiday Express bag. Holiday Express. This is from the 2022 Forbidden Fiber Co Advent Calendar. And I still haven't put anything in my Inconceivable bag. I feel like it needs to be something really special. I got this from the Forbidden Fiber Co. Princess Bride box, which I'm still tickled by. I'm still delighted by. All right. But this is my Ink Circles Round Robin. And we just started and I'm doing the Ink Circles Labyrinth, Chartres Labyrinth. And I've told this story before, but this Chartres Cathedral has meaning for me in my research. And so when I saw that, when I'm doing this with Rachel Ray of Rachel Ray Crafts, or Rachel Ray Fiber Art, depending on whether you're into fiber arts or diamond painting, that's her channel. She has 2 different channels. And I've lost my train of thought. I'm doing it with Rachel Ray. God. I just like my mind just went like, Rachel Ray, Stitchy Natty, and Whitney, who does not have a Flosstube channel. But I will tag the other Flosstubers down below. But man, I just literally, like, my brain just went like, nope, no more words. And this is the non-editing part. So I apologize for that. I'm so tired. Anyway, yeah, so I picked this one. When Rachel said she wanted to do a round robin, I'm like, heck yeah. And then I saw this and I was like, heck yeah. But I'm actually not stitching any of the blue. This will not be a full coverage. I'm not stitching any of the blue. And I'm stitching it on, I don't even know that I know what this is. I don't know that I know what this is. Oh, I do know what this is. Good. I'm stitching it on a 32 count Spiced Honey Belfast linen by Coloring Cotton. And I'm working on the lower left, and that's where I am. Not a lot. I haven't been doing a ton of stitching, but yeah, I have a little bit, and I'm doing it in silks. I'm doing it in, the dark is Dying for Cross Stitch. It's unnamed. So that's what I'm stitching there. And then it also has a red, like a rusty color, which I'm doing Schoolhouse by Dying for Cross Stitch, and a gold, which I'm doing BeStitch Me Beehive. So these are my 3 colors. Yeah, and I think that will look really nice. And just to give you the red and the yellow are mostly just in the middle and in the corner. So anyway, that's where I am with this. Everyone else is much further along. February is basically my busiest month. Yeah, so I'm behind, but I have until the end of March to send this out. And even then, no one's going to be mad at me if I don't, if I take too long. Like, this isn't like a race, you know? So, and they're all friends. So it's not like, I don't know. Yeah, so that's all my stitching. I do have some plans. I do want to, well, I need to send off my mixed media piece. I want to work on my dragon and do the eye this weekend. That's my goal, is to do the eye this weekend. I need to stitch, fully finish, and post my April, June, and July. If I don't get July, that's okay. At least April and June need to be posted. I have, I'm part of an ATC artist trading card stitchy swap that Heather Link is my homeboy organized, and I haven't done anything with it yet. So that needs to get done, and that needs to be sent out by the end of the month. But that's just a very small stitch. So I might do either like a little dinosaur motif. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I have a, no, I think it's in the other house. Yeah, I might do a little like dinosaur thing. Oh no, it has to be the year I was born. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I need to do the year I was born. I'll think of something. And then I have to mail out. So I'm going to the post office on Monday because I got to mail out my mixed media piece. I also this weekend need to pack up and mail my fundraiser giveaways to my 3 winners, because I haven't done that yet. And I don't want it to be like with my Flossmas from 2022 when it took me 10 months to send them out. Because I have this sort of anxiety about the post office, apparently. I don't have like an anxiety. Like, I don't know. It just feels like a huge thing. It just weighs on me. So I need to like just do it. I need to pack that up this weekend. What other plans? That's basically it. So let me show you the Happy Mail I got from my friend Kitty. Some of you might remember, those of you who were with me during around in December might remember that I made some stitched Christmas cards. Now I got addresses after I sent out Christmas cards that I'm going to use for next year's Christmas cards. So if I'm like, give me your address, I want to send cards, I kind of want to get in the habit of sending cards. And I don't know why, because I'm anxious about mail. So like, I'm trying to do like exposure therapy. That's why I have like a Happy Mail tier in my Patreon. That's why I do giveaways. That's why I'm like saying I'm going to do Christmas cards, because like exposure therapy. I don't know that it's working, but it's fine. It's fine. But my friend Kitty sent me a book, and it is a Basics of Embroidery on Paper book. So you may not, some of you have been around, like my OGs will remember these. I mean, this was like a long time ago, like years ago. The one good thing about never putting anything away is that I can just reach and find things. I love making paper. I make paper as part of a class with my students. And I make paper because I want to embroider on paper. And so I in the olden days, I did some really pretty, just like simple botanicals on paper. And I might start doing these again because they're really simple. But like in a frame, like in a floating frame, I think that could be really beautiful. So I might start doing that again. There's so many things that I want to do. So many things that I want to do. I just love textile arts so much. I love textiles. So anyway, there's some great projects in here. I mean, look how lovely these are. Those are so pretty. So lovely. And it gives you the, like the pattern. So I can photocopy this and, like, you know, stitch through it, like use it as my punch. I have like an awl that I got from Flourishing Fibers. I'll link it down below. It's a 3-in-1 awl. But they have like, oh, and this also looks like it has like pastels or watercolors. It's just like there's so many options. Yeah, so this, a lot of this is like stitching outlines and then pastels. Ooh, those are cute. Look at those trees. That's great Christmas card trees. Great Christmas card trees. I don't love the Santa. Oh, that's pretty too. So this is wonderful. This is really wonderful. And I think I will have a lot of fun doing this. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun doing this. So thank you, Kitty, so much. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. And I'll actually use it, which is so nice. So nice. Yeah. Cool. So that is exciting. I'll put that on my sort of crafting bookshelf. And that, I believe, is all my stitching content. So I do have, I'll just tell you about my life if you're interested. If not, thanks for stopping by. This is a pretty short one. I do have a scholarship luncheon to go to this afternoon to try and recruit students with my scholarships. We need students. Yeah, so let's talk about this. I'm a history professor. For those, I have some new folks who might not know that. I'm a history professor, and I host I personally and my department organizes and hosts the North Regional Mississippi National History Day competition. So there's a National History Day competition, which is kind of like a science fair for history. So it's students do, high school and middle school students do historical research on a topic with the help of like a teacher or a club or their parents. And there are kind of multiple levels of competition. In Mississippi, we have 2 regions, a North region and a South region. We're not really heavy hitters in the whole process and the whole like competition. And in fact, we've only had regions for the last 3 years. Before that, it was just everyone could just go to state. So we host at my university, which is very small, the North Regional competition. That was last Saturday. And normally, well, this is our second year hosting it in person. Last year was difficult, and this year was also difficult, but it was less difficult. But part of the issue I'm running into is that we're a small department. One of my faculty is completely checked out. He's senior faculty, super checked out. This semester, one of my faculty is on sabbatical, which means that he is not required to do any service. And one of my history faculty is teaching remote because she's leaving at the end of this semester and is living in Illinois. We have 4 historians. I just named 3 who were not able to help. So I'm the only remaining historian. So I basically, well, and it's my competition. So I basically organized the whole thing. I executed 85% of it by myself. I do have a political scientist in my department who is amazing, but she has her own things she has to organize, but she came on the day and really helped me out, which I could not have done without her. And I have an excellent student worker who came in on a Saturday for pay and helped out also. And I could not have done it without them. Like, just, I was running around all day. I probably did 50,000 steps running back and forth. I was exhausted. 8:15 to 4:30, on a Saturday, I was running back and forth, making sure everything was going according to plan. And we had like an award ceremony. And when I came out of the award ceremony, all sorts of stuff had been cleaned up. It was like magic. It was really great. Anyway, so that's one thing I have to do today is send out thank you emails to my judges. Yeah, I have to send thank you emails to my judges. So yeah, so that really took up all, not this past week, but last week. That took up all last week organizing that. At the same time, we're also doing 2 faculty searches. So we're replacing the faculty member who's leaving at the end of the semester, and we're hiring a new faculty member in an African-American history position. Our African-American history candidates were here on last Monday, the Monday before, and the Wednesday before that. So the past 2.5 weeks, I've had candidates on campus. The person who's running this search is the person who lives in Illinois, which means that I'm basically hosting, which means that I'm not able to do other things because I'm kind of hosting. So now other people stepped up, but I'm not supposed to be that involved in it as the hiring manager. So it was more than I signed up for. It's more than I bargained for. And I'm just so far behind. I have to do a ton of grading. I have administrative work to do. I have paperwork to do. It's just a lot. So, yeah, I've been kind of coming home and just vegging. Like I said, watching Father Brown. Hence the hats. So I love hats. I decided over winter break that I wanted to start wearing hats. And watching Father Brown has convinced me that I was correct. So this is the hat I'm wearing today. I was going to wear a different hat, but it was a little too fancy. Like, I'm new to the whole hat wearing thing. And I can pull it off. I'm not worried about that. But I'm new to the whole hat wearing thing. So I need to start with like a somewhat nice hat, but not like too fancy. The other one was like a black straw hat with like this really amazing like thing right here. Oh, I loved it. I love it. I'm so excited. Yeah, and then I have, like I said, a scholarship luncheon today. Tomorrow is there's a talk about a history book that my husband helped organize. So I'm going to go to that, and it's also a history book, so that's important for my position to, go to history events. I might even give some of my students extra credit if they go. And then Sunday, I'm probably grading. I'm in grading jail on Sunday. The other thing that's been kind of taking up a lot of my time is I took an overload course this semester to cover, because we needed an in-person course. I'm really the only person who could teach it, and so I'm teaching 50% more than I normally would. And the class is an honors class, which means that every other Thursday, I'm also teaching sort of a night section of this class. So they come, I teach them Monday, Wednesdays, and then every other Thursday. It's supposed to be every other Thursday. It is Thursday night from 6 to 8 is kind of an additional instruction period where we do fun activities and stuff like that. Normally it's every other week. This semester, because of schedules with the other half, so it's like a class 1 week, and then the next week is supposed to be what they call the forum, where they all gather together in the big auditorium and they bring a speaker in, or they do an activity or whatever all together. But because of schedules, I'm basically done with my colloquia yesterday. I had 1 week off, one Thursday off since January. What this means is that I won't see them on a Thursday night until April 11th. So I'll feel better. But like, my busiest time is February. I had no breaks from colloquium. One break from colloquium. And I'm tired. My dog's waking me up in the middle of the night. I'm tired. I'm so tired. All right, enough complaining. I think I just complained and gave you an update for like 15 minutes. Like a third of this video is me complaining and giving an update. So I will stop that. But for real, things are good. They're just busy. Their different jobs have like ebbs and flows. It doesn't mean that it's bad. Like nothing bad happened. I'm just tired, and I've been incredibly busy. It's been very hectic. But I think after this weekend, it will be less hectic. And I'm very excited about less hectic. That's for sure. And hopefully I can get some things done. I can get some things accomplished this weekend, which will be wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So with all that being said, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate you watching my videos and liking and commenting and subscribing. I don't usually say this, but if you like and comment and subscribe, it thinks that my videos are popular, and so it will send them out to more people, and maybe more people can hang out with me. I would love to hang out with more people. I love the people that I hang out with, but I'm always interested in more friends. I'm an extrovert. I'm like a hyper extrovert. So more friends, the better. So thanks for joining me. I'll hopefully see you next week. And I'll post kind of midweek video of my, like a in-depth video of my mixed media project. So with that, thanks so much for watching. Please take good care of yourselves and have a good one. Bye.